Hello friends. I want to make some rework hoodies by cutting off the sleeves and replacing them with some puff sleeves. Puffy ones. This one's called a leg of mutton, I believe. Or that's what I learned a few hours ago. I was watching a few videos last night on YouTube on how to make these puff sleeves, and essentially you take your regular sleeve pattern and you just spread it out so that at the top there's a shit ton more fabric so that you can base stitch it and scrunch it back up and gather it so that you get the gathering up here, but it still fits on your armhole. And I want to do that on hoodies like this. The fabric you choose has to be like stiff enough where it can stand up in order to get these. Like even this one is just kind of falling over, but in order to get ones like this where it like literally goes up and defies gravity, you need like a stiff fabric. So all I could find was this and this. I have a bunch of this, so that's probably what I'll use, and then I'll have to layer it over with this lace, which I do like that effect. Like this is what I think I'm gonna do for the John Deere one. And then I have this pink lace. This is like a dress or a kid's dress or whatever, but that's what I'm thinking for this one. Backwoods bad arse. So yeah, I'm gonna make the pattern now. Before I draft the pattern that's spread out like this, I just have to draft a normal ass sleeve, so like one that would just normally fit on here. So I have this and I'm gonna cut it out now. Okay, I can't do that with one hand. This is what I'm left with. I just outlined it in blue so you can see it better. I also just used my ruler and drew these lines up the center. So now what I'm gonna do in order to lengthen that edge without lengthening this edge is I'm gonna cut each one of these lines and then leave just a little tit down here to become like a fulcrum, like a pivot point. Now I have something like this where I can tilt these out like that and add all this length to that top seam and keep this the exact same. I want max fucking puff, so I spread this all the way out, like as much as it will allow me. And I left space up here because I also want to add room to the top of the sleeve and then blend it into that. Like this top right here will be right here. So in order to get the like scoop fucking motion here, and I'm just gonna add like whatever that is and just blend it in. Like I want this biggest, puffiest, poofiest sleeve imaginable. So this is what we're left with. It's this massive, this is only half too, like this massive fucking sleeve. One thing that's super tough with reworking things or working from like thrifted material is like the bigger a piece is, the more of a problem it is, because you can't find like huge pieces, or once I use this up, I'm never going to find another like item like this. Like I'm not going to find the exact same one. I can find something similar or like the same material but in a totally different color. So it's really hard to make things out of big pieces or any big garment period, unless you want it to be like color block, which for these I really don't want them to be two different colors, because like I feel like that's just gonna make them look like a fucking clown, and I don't want that vibe. I want like elegant, poofy, like big cunty sleeves, and then like the dingy ass centerpiece. So I don't even know if I can get 4 of these like out of this piece, so I'm gonna bring it to like a floor and see if I can fit them. So there's no way I can fit like 4 of these on here, so I'm gonna shorten it like down to here maybe and take out that little, like de-ruffle it. Ended up taking this much off, and I also had to re-round out this part so that they're still the same length. And then just for good measures, I took off another inch off the top. So all these pieces are stitched. So now I'm going to put the lace on top of this and sew around the outside. So I based this entire thing, and now I'm going to basically use these threads here and pull on them and gather this entire seam like this times like a million. So this is what it's looking like right now. I made 2 of these. They kind of look like fucking shower caps. LOL. But this top part isn't going to show. It's going to be like folded under. And this is going to be more puffy. So I think I'm going to have to open this up so that I can sew them flat right there. So I don't know. Let me take a gander. Okay. So I just cut the sleeve off, and I didn't just go straight across. Up here I marked like 3.5 inches because that's like where the shoulder was gonna fall off. So anytime there's a right angle on a fold, or anytime there's like a seam you're cutting on a fold, you need to cut it on a right angle, so that there's not a point here or something. And then down here I did the same. So this is basically a new sleeve hole. Any extra ruffles I push towards the top here, so all the volume should be at the top, and then down here in the armpit there won't be as much. I'm now going to straight stitch all the way around this on the inside of this basting stitch. So I just sewed it, and that's what I'm left with, but the bottom of the sleeve is still open, so I'm going to flip the whole thing inside out and sew this closed. Tied a little bow on there. This is what we're dealing with right now. I think it's fucking sick. But this bow is supposed to be tight around whoever's arm is here, so it pushes this whole thing up. So I imagine when it's worn on body, this shoulder up here is gonna be like up like this, which is exactly what I want. Times 2. So I'm gonna do the other sleeve.
That's pretty nice. It's a really short set. It's like 15 minutes because they don't only have maybe 2 hits.
This is it on the mannequin, not on body. I think these on body are gonna pop more, but it's pretty goofy, is what I wanted. It's like fucked up hoodie with the pretty little, or pretty big sleeves. And I found this shoelace for the drawstring. So, LOL.